Well, I'll tell you what. Tony Stubblefield's a good basketball coach. He'll have 50 or 60 job offers this week. And everybody knows the DePaul situation, how tough it is, how underfunded they are. And in that league, you got some teams that are very well funded in NIL. And he was fighting an uphill battle from the go. And when they changed the rules on the NIL, he really was. So I know it's not what he wanted. It's not what the school wanted. But Tony Stubblefield's a good basketball coach. And I've talked to him, but I sure hope that he'll at least take a look at us. So,
is there any possibility of the rest of the season, or does he want to wait?
No. He needs to take some time.
What's your message to your team been primarily coming off the weekend?
We got a guard. God dang it. We're 1-5 in games we gave up 80 points. Easy baskets. And we're just not as committed on the defensive end as we need to be. Kevin gave me some stats. We're second in the league offensively and 11th defensively. So that'll give you an idea how far we have to go. And so yesterday was our day off. Today we did nothing but defense. And I don't know if it'll help us for Thursday, but we got to get better. We know that we can't give up 80. They shot 68% second half, scored 48 points. Not going to win many games like that.
How do you feel about Dante specifically on Sunday and kind of how he's progressed since coming back?
Dante played at another level. There's playing to win and playing. I felt like Dante plays to win. I mean, he's been out 8 weeks, and he looked like the only conditioned, tough, hard-nosed guy we had. And Jermaine did a tremendous job on the offensive end, but Dante, there was a series there where he gets his shot blocked. He's standing out of bounds. He flies down the court, gets a hand on it, gets a steal, flies to the other end, gets a dunk. And, he led us in everything. He was 10 for 15 from the field, rebounded, led us, 11 deflections, 6 assists, 1 turnover. I mean, it was a heck of a performance. And we got a bad habit of just watching him. We got to do a better job moving for him. He could add a couple more assists. But guys, we throw it in there and everybody's just like, go get a bucket, Dante. And, we got to help him out a little bit. And I think we're putting way too much pressure on him defensively. Dante will clean up my mistake, And, he's just not to that point yet. And, but like I said, I watched that film. I knew it when I left the game, but when I watched the film, I caught a couple other things that Dante was playing to win. And there's a big difference between playing and playing to win. And that young man, that was a tremendous effort.
Coach, what's been your perspective on Jackson's development this year, and just with the ups and downs, obviously, everybody goes through freshman year?
He's done a good job. He's a freshman. He had a tough road trip. We watched film yesterday, and he's got to get more active defensively. I don't think he's using his quickness. And but no, I like where he's coming from. He just had a tough weekend. I thought defensively he struggled a little bit, and we got ate up by 2 really good point guards, and we're just gonna have to do a better job.
Along those lines, how do you feel like just you fix the point guard issues defensively, whether it's Key or Jackson or whoever else is out there guarding that spot?
They're quick, and we got to use that quickness. We're going to face another real good one in Collins on Thursday night. So our guys are going to have to do a better job. We got to help them more. We got to stunt more, get in those caps a little bit better. But they're going to have to pick it up. I'm not going to let them off the hook totally. But it's a team thing. We're not talking in transition. Smith pushed the ball, and we didn't give him much help. So again, defense is, I don't put individual. It's us against them, and we just haven't, like I said, given up 80. Drives me crazy. And some of the easy baskets we get.
Sorry, notice Mookie in a boot over there during practice. Any update?
Yeah, he tweaked something in his foot at Utah. So think we're doing some MRI tests on it, but he'll be out this week.
Same bonus though.
Dana,
Sir.
it feels like throughout kind of this Pac-12 era, Arizona's often been the school where you guys are kind of as the measuring stick. Like, what do you take away from 10 years of playing them, and how important that rivalry was for you guys? Maybe even especially in those early years. I'm thinking like 13-14 in that East game where it's number 3 Arizona in this building. It seems like something.
Yeah, no. When we came, UCLA had been off a couple Final Fours, and Arizona, our first year, won the league, and Washington was really good. So we kind of looked at those 3 schools as our main measuring stick, and that's what we got to catch. And our staff did a good job of finding some hard-nosed guys that wanted to compete, and within 3 years, we were catching them. And again, but I've got a lot of respect for Sean and now Tommy at Arizona, Ben Holland, and then now Mick. We got our hands full, and Arizona State came in here and thumped us last year. We don't get a chance to go back there this year, so that's a big game Thursday night. But no, Arizona, UCLA, those are 2 tradition-rich programs. We've tried to build some tradition. We've slipped here the last 2 years. We just haven't got to where we want to get to. And hopefully we're a little healthier now, and we can make a big jump here in the next month and go on a little roll. But it's not going to happen just by getting the guys back. We're going to have to improve a lot of areas.
Did you ever get up for like it always? I enjoyed watching you coach against Sean, and it felt like that was kind of a point in watching in the Pac-12. Like, did you feel those rivalries yourself? Not, I don't know if rivalries is the right word, but kind of that watchability factor of it being kind of a big event when you guys were coaching against each other.
Well, you go there, and it's one of the top, in my opinion, one of the top 5 atmospheres in the country. So your guys naturally, they get excited for that. If you got competitors, we struggle a little bit more when there's nobody in the building. But our guys have gone down there and tried to compete. We've won a few. They come here, they've popped us a couple times, but we've held our own, most of the time. But no, Tom does a great job. Sean did a great job. They've been the standard in our league. Will told me that, they've got the most wins in the last 13 years that we've been here. They got the most road wins. We're second, and so we've just got to get better, and we got to keep challenging our guys. But this week is big. We've got to play well against Arizona State. I think they're 5-2, right? They're 5-2. We're 5-2, and then Arizona's, is always a big game. So
Nate going to be able to give it a go?
I think so. He didn't feel comfortable last Sunday, but practiced hard today, and so we'll see how it feels tomorrow. I don't want to make any promises, but if he gets through tomorrow and gets through shoot around and he feels okay, I'd sure like to play him.
So ASU looks totally different from last year from a roster makeup perspective. Just what are your thoughts on them?
Really athletic, and really get up and pressure the ball. Our guards are going to have to do a tremendous job of handling it. Pop, a lot of big guys shoot threes, and so it'll be a challenge. Their athleticism is as good as anybody's in the league, and they play small, and they really get after you. So we'll have our hands full. And small lineup really hurt us at Colorado. So we're going to have to make some adjustments. Make sure we get some stops.
It's a limited sample size, but you're obviously impressed by what you've seen from Infali so far. Do you think he just added anything to his game this year that he didn't have last year that you've seen so far?
He's shooting it a little bit better, which was something he worked on a little bit. When his knee wasn't quite right, he couldn't run a lot. He just worked on form shooting. he and I felt so bad for him. He played his tail off, and he missed that free throw, and he really felt bad, And but we wouldn't have been there, if he didn't play his tail off the whole night. So I can't say enough good things about him. I'm just fortunate to coach him. He practices. He cares about his teammates. He's been loyal to Oregon. I love the kid. He NIL. He was more worried about taking care of his family back in Mali than himself. That unselfishness like that is what a quality. But he just continues to impress me. And his effort the other night, he was trying to get the guys to play at his level. We didn't quite do it offensively or defensively, but it doesn't take away from his performance because he was really good. But again, I've been fortunate to be around him now for 4 years, and I just really like everything about it. So.